Devin Haney returned to the ring against Jose Ramirez in a fight that didn't do much for a lot of the audience watching to say, hey, is Devin back? Is Devin back to his pre-Ryan days? And truthfully, the answer is probably no. In this fight, Devin looked timid. He was moving around the ring all throughout the night. He wasn't sitting down. He wasn't throwing combinations. It looked like he was scared to get hit. He was clinching, which I predicted every time Ramirez would get in close. And truthfully, he was lucky he was in there with a fighter who didn't want to throw punches. Jose Ramirez just refused to throw punches. And I think part of it maybe was the game plan of Devin Haney and his father, Bill Haney, his trainer. But also it was Ramirez just being, for lack of a better term, shot. He wasn't able to move around the ring. He wasn't able to cut Devin Haney off. He wasn't able to move and throw at the same time. So Devin was able to move around the ring to a successful unanimous decision in a fight that was truthfully a snooze fest. Devin did not look great. There was no confidence. You didn't say after this fight ended, oh yeah, he's ready for the Ryan Garcia rematch. And what happens the next fight? Of course, Ryan Garcia loses to Rolly Romero, so now people are focused more on that than they were Devin. So for Devin, he's going to be able to hide away a little bit from this performance, but it wasn't a good performance at all. Let's talk about it here on the Never Drop podcast. I'm Luke Backman. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. As Devin Haney, unanimous decision win, as I mentioned. From the opening bell, he looked, I don't know, you want to say jittery. He moved around the ring way more than we've ever seen Devin Haney move around the ring. I predicted he was going to win 8-4, 9-3, 10-2, and he did. He really ran away with the scorecard. It was not even close, which was expected, but the way in the delivery of the performance was not expected. I thought Devin, while he was going to box from the outside, he would step in and engage at least a few times throughout this fight. I didn't see it. I did not see that at all. He had a guy in front of him in Jose Ramirez who didn't want to fight. He didn't want to throw punches at all. Jose Ramirez just was not throwing punches the entire night. He refused to throw punches. He'd get Devin Haney. He'd land a nice shot. I'm forgetting which round it was. He landed a nice shot. Devin was on the ropes, and he just kind of backed off and let Devin move around the ring. I sat there and I was like, what are you doing? This is the opportunity you have. You haven't thrown anything else. You have him on the ring. It's not like he hurt him or anything, but he caught him with a punch, which was rare in this fight for Jose Ramirez. And he just threw one punch and that's all I need. No, you have to continue to press. And I wanted to see Devin Haney get into a semi-firefight and see how he would react. It seemed like every time Jose Ramirez came in, he would clinch, he would hold. I was expecting that. I'm not surprised by that. I still think there's a little bit of PTSD from that Ryan Garcia fight. I don't think he's all the way back, and they mentioned it throughout the broadcast. Yeah, I think he still is a little afraid to get hit. He lost. He wasn't fighting Devin Haney's fight. He wasn't in rhythm. Devin's a rhythm fighter. Once he gets in rhythm, he goes. Like, even when he wasn't getting knocked down by Ryan, he was in rhythm. He was boxing well. This fight, he looked like Shakur Stevenson around the ring. The way he was moving around the ring, Devin, who's a superior boxer to Jose Ramirez, didn't need to do that. He could stand in the middle of the ring, walk Jose Ramirez down to a degree at different points in this fight, and just make him miss. Instead, he decided to just loop around the ring continuously the entire night. It made no sense to me. As I understand, he didn't want to get hit. He did not want to get hit. It was very evident that was the case. I didn't think it would be to that nature. I truly didn't. I didn't think Devin Haney was going to be that scared to get hit. He was petrified, it looked like, of getting hit last night, as neither him nor Jose Ramirez were throwing punches. I believe they were number 5 now, combined opponents throwing the fewest amount of punches in a fight ever. Funny, I believe Ryan versus Devin was number 3 or number 4, but Devin's now on that list twice, just not throwing punches. And for somebody who needed to get back, this was not a good fight. I mean, say Ryan Garcia won that fight against Rolly Romero, the markability for that fight would have been tanked because Devin did not look good. I mean, everyone was thinking while Devin was fighting, if he goes into a rematch against Ryan, he's going to get slaughtered again. Personally, I was still, hey, I want to see how Devin comes back. I don't want to say Ryan beats him again because Ryan, I don't know. We don't know what Ryan is. And this was before the Rolly fight. I'd lean Ryan for sure, but I want to see how Devin returns. During that fight, I was like, he has no chance against Ryan Garcia. I didn't think he had a single chance watching that fight. And then, of course, Ryan loses, so that changes things. But for Devin, he goes up to 47. Who's he going to beat? He's not coming close to Boots Ennis. He doesn't have the power at all to keep any of these guys off him. Brian Norman Jr., that's a 50-50 fight, in my opinion. The Devin Haney that we saw last night, I might lean Brian Norman Jr. in that fight. He fights Rolly Romero. Again, Rolly's Rolly. I don't think Rolly's some top boxer, right? But Rolly has power. We saw him knock down Ryan Garcia. Even if I didn't think Rolly's power would translate, it showed. Devin gets hit with a shot like that. What's his reaction going to be? Yeah, you can outbox these guys, but geez, there's a difference between outboxing, standing in front of them, being in the middle of the ring, like he was against like George Kambosos, and then what happened last night against Jose Ramirez. It was not a pretty performance from Devin Haney, and of course you're going to say a win's a win, and I totally agree. But there's no confidence for anybody who watched that fight to say, oh yeah, Devin Haney's back. He's gotten over that loss. There were stats, I believe, Devin didn't land over 9 punches in a single round. I think he only landed 9 punches in one round. And then Jose Ramirez on the flip side only landed 6 punches. That was the most punches he landed in a round. These guys just didn't throw and weren't connecting. Again, with Devin, it was the combinations, the lack of the combinations that was like, okay, he doesn't want to get active with Jose Ramirez. And I don't even know if it was like because it was Jose Ramirez in front of him or just he was still nervous about that chin. What if that chin does get checked? This is something that you're going to have to look at. Everybody's going to have to look out for every Devin Haney fight going forward. I don't know what to think about his performance. Yes, he got the win, but is that style sustainable against top guys? He wants top guys. That's why I'm comparing him to top guys. I don't think it is. I don't even think it's remotely close to getting a win against a top guy in any division, whether it be a catchweight at 44 or 47, which he's talked about he's going up to. Maybe, hey, it's ring rust. I'll give him credit. He did show some flashes. He would throw a nice right hand occasionally, and it'd be like, okay, get active, Devin. And then he'd go back to circling the ring. So there were flashes, but they were few and far between in this fight, as everybody was like, geez, this is the Devin that came back after a year. And again, ring rust might have played a factor early parts of the fight, but it does not give me confidence. That performance does not give me confidence for really any future Devin Haney fight. We don't know what he's going to do now with Ryan losing. I don't want to see the rematch as of right now. Maybe in a year when both of these guys get back to their winning ways, but as of right now, I have no interest in the rematch. I think Devin needs to get back, get another opponent where he's going to feel comfortable exchanging with, getting active with. Because Jose Ramirez, I mean, that was a guy he should have been getting active with, and he just wasn't. So we got to see. Of course, it's his first fight, year back, after getting dropped 3 times. I'm not going to count him out yet. I'm not going to completely count him out. But man, was not an encouraging performance, in my opinion, for Devin Haney. He gets the win, though. That's all that matters at the end of the day, but I still think it's a long road ahead for Devin Haney. Let me know in the comments what you thought of Haney's performance and who do you want to see him fight next? Do you want to see him fight Rolly? You want to see the Ryan Garcia rematch still? Let me know in the comments below. This has been the Never Drop Podcast. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. That's all I got for you. Peace. I'm out.